Oh, so the folks over at Telesin sent me some gear. They actually sent me one other piece of gear outside of this, but this I wanted to show you because I actually wanted to go use it today. And it is a basically it's like a carbon fiber. You guys can see it, carbon fiber selfie stick, and the aluminum universal tube clamp. And you may have seen, since I've got my bike back out this year, that two things. Number one is that I've been using my Insta360 camera, and I've been just kind of finding a place to kind of clamp it using like a helmet mount clamp on there, which has been fine, but it's a little bulky. I'd rather have something that's, you know, a little bit more permanent on there. Number two is that even though it's there and it's 360 and that's great and all this kind of stuff, the issue with it is that it's really not movable when I'm riding, and I can't get those different looks. So my thought was being able to have something like this mounted, and then hopefully something like this mounted to this. Then when I'm riding, I can like just kind of flop it out or move it out to the side. And I'm hoping, and I don't know, because I have like Insta360 selfie sticks. But I have the older style, and you have to like twist them, which you can't do with one hand while you're riding. So my hope is this one is friction based. I don't know 100%, but I'm hoping, because that would be awesome. We'll see if it is. But carbon fiber, so it should be nice and strong. So we're going to take a look at these two pieces. And then, before the video's over, I have to go into town. So I'm going to mount these on the bike, and we'll see how they work. Okay, so number one, this is the primary piece right here, right? Is that camera even straight? There we go, that's straight. Anyways, universal tube clamp aluminum alloy. So number one should be nice and strong, yes? And I will leave links down below to where these are available, right to like Telesin's website. The other thing that I've been looking forward to is that we're going on like an Alaska cruise this year, as well as we're going to, well, I'm going with a bunch of my friends to Laconia this year for the 100th year anniversary. And I want to be able to put, for one, this on my bike to get some cool shots while we're riding around. Number two is that while we're on our cruise, we'll be able to use the selfie stick with my 360 camera to also get some nice shots. Because I think this one's, well, first off, it's second generation, so that's always awesome. And I think it's like three meters, something like that. I think something like that. I can't remember. 300 centimeters. Yeah, so 3 meters. So that's lots, right? All right, this is the clamp part. So number one comes in a nice case. Can't go wrong with that. It's all in there. Almost maybe too good, because you gotta kind of pry it out. So that's going to be your clamp that goes on your bar, which is significant, which is excellent. Comes with a little rubber, depending on the size of the bar that you're putting on. Because my guess is with this one here, this one, you could actually attach this to your mirror. That might not be a horrible idea, actually. See how that's really small like that? That would, that's got me thinking, actually. There's your GoPro little bar, your little, you know what I'm talking about. This is the arm. Again, is this piece metal? It's hard. That one, I guess it's metal. It's got a nice piece of nice spring in there though, for sure. And it's got this little edging so that when it seals, it actually seals properly so that it doesn't move. So this is maybe a little bit smaller ball than normal, but it does have a rubber gasket on it, which is going to also help it get a good grip. So basically this just goes in there, of course, which means that when you tighten it, it's not just tightening around a metal ball, but it tightens around the rubber, so it gets some extra grippage. You don't have to have it super tight for it to be fairly firm, which is super nice. And then you get two different mounts depending on how you're going to mount the component. So for instance, if I was mounting my Insta360 X2, I'd use this one because it has just a traditional tripod mount on the bottom, so I could just mount that in there. tripod mount. If I was running my Insta360 or GoPro or whatever with the standard GoPro mount, you have the ball with the GoPro mount on it, right? So if I'm having my Insta360 One R or RS or whatever, you maybe have any camera in a case. They're almost always going to be GoPro style, so you have that there. This, of course, is where this goes so that it mounts. But for me, we're using this one. So again, loosen this bad boy up. Yes, you know, get it nice and big enough to go in there. Perfect. And then you just snug it tight. And then, of course, this is going to be in the front, so it's easy access to this. This can move around, right? Depending on how you want it. Or on the mirror. I'm tempted the mirror. I really am tempted about using the mirror, for sure. All right, and then this here, where am I? This here is the 2nd generation carbon fiber. 3 meters. That should get that out quite a ways. And then that's coming out. There sounds like there's something in there. It sounds like I opened it from the wrong side. That's what it sounds like. Yes. So that makes sense. That makes sense? Does that make sense? Is that it? I think that's it. Oh no, see? Good thing I didn't just throw that out. This also comes with one of these bad boys. So, same thing. You do get some, looks like spare, it's like a spare rubber gaskets, which is cool. You do get, because it is, it is a quarter, like a tripod. You guys can maybe see it there, right? It is like a tripod mount on the bottom. So if you need GoPro style, it comes with it. Sweet. With another one of these. Yes. Yes. So you could pop if you needed that, right? Or pop on the top here. Whatever. You got all kinds of goodness. Now here's where the excitement is. Is this friction mounted? Or friction so you don't have to unscrew it? I'm curious. I am curious. Is that a bag? Is that a little wee bag? It is a little wee bag. A little look at that. You get a little bag. Okay, I'm curious. So it does just pop out like that. And then that is so light. So in theory, yeah, so once in theory you could just pull it enough so that it kind of hooks, and then you just kind of give it a tap down, right? See? Now, it doesn't, you can't really set it anywhere kind of in the middle, right? It's like here, or like you find the one you want, pop it up, right? Like that, you know, or like that, and it snugs. But that I think that'll work good for me riding, because for one, that is ridiculously light. It does say, see, there's a little turn. So my guess is, I'm not even 100%. It says turn. It says, right? You see it there. Turn. What am I turning? Maybe that's just, right? You turn. I have no idea what I'm turning. Either way, it just kind of snugs at the end. I guess they're saying, like, once it's snugged and you need to kind of, it says, like, see it here, like, back and forth. You can just kind of give it a little turn and then bend it down, right? Turn. Because it's just a little, you want to spin it off. Does that make sense? Right? But I think that'll work really good. And then it has this little hand if you're just using it, like, as an actual selfie stick. But if you're not, this piece here comes off. Yes. Right? There's where that, see how I think this here, this comes off. Does that totally come off? This seems strange, yeah? Right? That's your rubber gaskets that are in there. Curious, because I want this, and I'm hoping this will work. I'm hoping this will work, because if not, I'll have to figure something else out. Oh no, it does. I'm partially not quite there. See at the bottom? Tripod screw. Right, where am I? Right there. Okay, so that should be able to go right on there. Yes? Yes. Yes, sir. Right? Boom. On the bike. That's a good length. And then when it's on there, it should be able to just be like yank. Yank? Am I going to yank? Maybe what I want is once there's a camera on there. My hope is once there's a camera on there, because it's this runs in flush, right? So you can't grab it and pull. I think you have to make sure your camera's on there. All right, we're gonna hook my camera on there, put it on the bike, and go for a ride. Yeah? Yeah.
Okay, guys, so we have got the Telesin arm there, and the one thing I would like to just see a little bit, maybe, especially if you're mounting this big arm on it, is this the clamp being able, like the actual spinning dial, like this part over there, just to be a bit bigger so that you could actually get some force on it, because I can get a little bit of force on it. I'm going to trip on my waist bike, a little bit of force on it, but not as much force as maybe I'd like to. But I do think it's in an okay area if I want to use it, right? And then if I don't want to use it, I can just, dip it down out of the way. Just you want to make sure that you're not going to get your lens right up against anything. But you can stick it up there when you're using it, which is kind of nice. The other thing I'm hoping is that when I'm riding, I'll be able to just kind of adjust it and get it out, or move it back and forth. We'll see. We're gonna try to just move it a couple places while we are adventuring. Try not to hit my car. It's one of those things. It's a fun thing when you got all these cars in the driveway. It's just like no room for anything. No room for anything. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. This might be a little difficult. Oh, very difficult, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's the fun part for sure. Oh, and then back up this little hill. Okie dokie, nothing coming. Good, I think we're good. Okie dokie. Oh, here we go. All right. So, I think stability-wise, it's just the fact that it's there. I got it resting up against my mirror, or like my windscreen. It gets it up a little higher, for sure. It's not completely in the way for you guys when I'm riding, right? It's not like completely out in front. It might be a little distracting, But I think if you're going to just take it out, once in a while and be like, I just want to get a couple cool shots in there, some shots that I can use, as little cutaways. Because primarily you're using your camera that's on your chin, right? That's your primary one that you're kind of focused on, and the other one you just kind of flip back to every once in a while. Oh, we have to figure out a better way to set the cars up, I think. Better way would be good. All right, so we'll get through downtown here, and I'm just going to go on a little ride around the little circle that's here. And just so you guys know, I got everything connected now on my bike. The GPS is working, my phone's being charged, got my cameras going, and I got my Bluetooth plugged in, so it's being powered. That's it. I'm good. I'm golden. It's the golden age. 4 things all running. And when the bike turns off, everything turns off. It takes about like 2 minutes or something like that, but it all powers down, which is nice. So I like that. And you probably saw in a previous video, I had a cup holder that I reviewed from Lexin, which was here. And it's not there anymore because you might be able to see it. It's actually down here. I put it down here because I thought, for me, it's probably just as good a spot for now, at least, for that kind of stuff. The only thing that I miss that I kind of like about having the cup holder up here is a lot of times when I'm riding, and I don't have anything in the cup holder, for instance, I have a tendency to put stuff in it. So, you know, if I'm riding, I need to take my glasses off, or I'll put my glasses in there. Or if I have my phone, if I didn't have this, or I have whatever, something small, my little earplugs is what I'm thinking. I'll throw those in there, etc., etc. So, you know, I kind of miss having that because this one doesn't have like a fully enclosed spot for the cup. But I think being down here, right behind me down here, is just going to be really good for, it's out of the way. If someone wants to ride in the back, it's easy for me to like to fold it up just to kind of get it out of the way. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, so once we go over this hill, I think, you know, get up over this here hill. Now the other nice thing is too is because this camera's up here like this, it's a secondary shot looking forward, right? Because normally you're looking through the windshield. That's not the case right now. So if I take this, and I think I can, yeah, see, I can just extend that out, right? And then I can bend it up and over. I see. Look at this guy being all cool. Look at that. Way out there now. And it doesn't have a lot of bend to it, which is actually kind of nice. Like, it's going to bend, of course, once you're hitting bumps, you know. But because it's a 360 camera, and you guys can see it there, right? Because it's a 360 camera, it's kind of recording everything. So super easy to like stabilize and do all that kind of stuff after. Or I could get it up and forward. Oh, I didn't get it up and forward as much, but like even up there, I can move it around, you know. That's okay as well. We'll just kind of get down this hill. But you do have to make sure each time you pull it, that you pull it far enough so that the rubber gasket kind of locks into place. Because if not, as you saw here, she slides backwards, right? She slides kind of down into her notch. But even that's not bad. It's not as if it's at full 3 meters. But it's up there. It's doing its job. You know, I wonder if I could get it. If I took this and bent it toward me, for instance. So let's say I was here and I turned my cruise on right there. I just set my cruise, right? I think I have to be over a certain speed to be able to set my cruise. That might be an issue. Maybe. Whatever. So I take this and I extend that, not too high, but high enough. How's that look, right? Now the other thing is now I should be able to get it out here a little bit. Oh, see, when you're rocking with the wind, it is definitely going to be coming back behind you. It's just, it pushes it back far enough. But that could be just a fun angle back there while it's cruising around, as long as I'm paying attention and not, you know, it's not something you're going to be flopping around all the time. And if I'm up here, for instance, switch it into another gear, can I get my cruise to turn on? There we go. Right? So now I have this out, and I should get a kind of lock that in place like that. Get it back there, get a rear shot maybe. Again, it's not out too far, but it's far enough. And because it's resting actually here on my, my brake fluid reservoir, whatever you want to call it. That could be cool. Yes. Yeah. All right. And then we'll set this back up again. And then I take this up. Yes. And push it out here. Make sure it's out. Again, not too far, but out far enough. Again, because it's braced here, we're doing some cool like passing shots, or even just some shots maybe of the lower half of the bike while I'm riding, you know. And it's never getting in the way here, which is kind of nice. Now there's a car coming, so I can just snug it in, right? Get it in here one-handed, which is super nice. Get that up like so. Actually, no. I think, there we go. I'll just push it in. Yeah, there we go. Put it back up where I had it originally. Can I get it up there? I think the key is get it over and down. There we go. I think there we go. Maybe there we go. Here, we'll do this. There we go. That's a cool shot right there. And again, I'm not going to be moving it around that much all the time. I think this is slowly coming down. Again, if I could get that arm just a little tiny bit tighter, that would be even better, right? Just a little bit tighter would be awesome. Now, last but not least, let's just bring it all the way down like here, and we just kind of let it sit there, you know? Right? I wonder if I get it down here, like so. There we go. Nice little side shot, just sitting off to the side there. Again, not interfering with anything. I can see my speed. I can see all my stuff on my screens. Yep. That does all right. And then the very last one is like I have another spot that I could mount this down by my actual saddlebags. So I think that could be cool. Now, what I would probably do, I don't know if you guys can notice this, right? See how my lens is kind of pointed down? I would probably, just because, I would probably spin that this way so that the lens is up, just so that there's less chance of it hitting something and scratching, or this piece just getting in the shot. Just something to be kind of aware of. Not a big deal, but, you know, good to be aware of for sure. All right, that's cool. I'm gonna just finish my ride, do my little loop, which wasn't too horrible, and we'll head back to the house. You guys don't need to be on the rest of this ride. And then what we'll do is we'll do a quick jaunt around the backyard. We're gonna take this, put this at its full 3 meters, because I'm curious to see how much flex the pole has in it, because I want to see if you got it at 3 meters, if you would physically see it. All right, I will see you guys when we get home, and that's it for now. All right, see you back there. Just before I get home, I kind of like it up there actually. It's just kind of nice sitting on the this side of the lane, right? So it's not on the where other cars are coming. So if you get it out too far, you're like, oh, someone's going to hit that. Nice and safe on this side, which is nice. It's a nice high shot. It's not out there too crazy. And again, the bar is not really vibrating much, which is actually really good. So yeah, no, that's all right.
Got so much I need to cover. All the lies I lied, been with me for too long. Got a chance to start over. Disguise the man I was, correct what I did wrong. You got a glimpse, and you can't resist luring you in closer. I guess I got a jinx. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again.